Hi guys, Kara here. I want to clear some things up about this new Qwel situation. Okay, so basically, Qwel has been put into some very, very bad controversy on a situation including Rox. If you tend to not know who Rox is, he was a co-owner of Dandy's World that did renders and a lot of animations for Dandy's World before he ended up getting fired for a bunch of things that he did. And basically what's happening is Qwel got exposed for knowing the kind of things that Rox did and did not care until she started to get backlash for it. So basically, if you haven't heard, Rox drew child porn and was also joking about I love my shirt and did a lot of other predatory behavior, which got him fired after getting backlash after people exposed him and Qwel had to fire him. Yeah, basically what's happening right now is that Qwel was exposed for knowing these things that he had done for months or maybe even years before he even became the co-owner of Dandy's World. Rox has drawn a minor and an adult participating in sexual actions with each other, and apparently the minor that was in this drawing was based off a real girl named Emma. He proceeded to show this girl, Emma, the actual drawing, which is basically harassing her, by the way. From what I know, Qwel knew all of this and also said it was disgusting. He even acknowledged it himself that it was disgusting art and it was bad. It appears these things were said in a call with Qwel and Rox. Rox had shown Qwel this art of a minor and adult participating in sexual actions that was based off of Emma. Another reminder, this was way before he got fired from the server on Discord for Dandy's World or Blush Crunch or even the Dandy's World game itself. It had appeared a YouTuber by the name Duck Adam had gotten a recording of this call. I'll put it up on the screen.
But this wasn't... Huh. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that drawing. I'm guessing
it's pretty bad.
Roxer been saying it's pretty bad in reference to pretty much all of his art, not only the one shown, because it's kind of the one he's more directly referring to, but again, the rest of his art is pretty disgusting. Roxer here admits it is bad.
It's pretty bad.
I'm guessing the one with their tongue sticking out is the minor.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh my god.
Rock Serpent admits that fact, so pretty much admitting that, yeah, it is CP because it shows a minor in a sexual act.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's disgusting.
That is Qwel speaking. That is her saying directly that it is disgusting and that she is not a fan of this art. So why did she keep him around for 2 months?
As for that alone explains for what I said earlier. Qwel proceeded to acknowledge that she did not like his art and it was highly disgusting, yet she continued to keep him for 2 more months after this, before having to fire him due to the backlash and the pressure she was under. Disclaimer, I forgot to say this at the beginning, but some of this information might not be too true. I've been trying to find as much truthful information I can find and things that aren't just lies or rumors. Qwel then went on to tell us that she knew about a kissing image, and then was recently informed at the time that there was a drawing was actually a CP that Shinzu had told her about. And let's all just be honest that this was probably a lie and she knew about a lot of the CP that he was doing and a lot of the predatory behavior he had done. April 21st of 2025, she went to go on and tell us that if she knew the whole story sooner, she would have gotten rid of him sooner. Which a lot of us weren't sure if she actually meant this. And for what I was saying earlier is that Sam was someone that was really good friends with Qwel until the May of 2025. They split because Sam was found in pro shipping spaces. Unfortunately, Qwel was extremely aware of the fact that they were actively being groomed into pro shipping while they were friends. And it appears that when Sam was venting about the grooming, instead of trying to help Sam get away from the grooming into pro shipping, she proceeded to record Sam's venting without their consent and went to go to their friends and laugh about it. And that just adds on to the things she's done alongside with the whole Rock situation. Appears from my further research is that Qwel could have known this from back all the way in 2021. It's 2026 right now. That's 5 years about. And just from that, them not even talking about it or trying to break friendships or like making distance from each other is crazy. She most likely knew about some CPR or predatory behavior or that Rox was a disgusting creep all the way in 2021. So why did she lie and try to say she didn't? And let me be clear, I'm not going through Duck's video. I'm going through other more truthful videos than Duck's. Because Duck is apparently a friend of Rox and was just trying to expose Qwel. So apparently a lot of this situation is true. It's just I'm not going to trust much that Duck says. Anyhow, about today, on 25th of June, about a week ago from today, when I was making this, is that the Blush Crunch server got shut down, and the mods didn't even acknowledge what was happening. Basically, what happened is that everyone who was actually giving their own opinions about the situation, trying to not escalate it or trying to help it, was getting their comments deleted, getting their text deleted, and mods were refusing to talk until the server was actually shut down, and all they were talking about is that to check something about safety matters. Yes, I get that someone was doxing Qwel and leaking her whole entire name, but we could have just banned them from the server and tried, and instead of trying to make it a longer cooldown and continue to make the situation more dramatic, they could have just simply tried to figure it out. The second part is that Qwel's refusing to speak up. It was only their mods telling them that why the server shut down and why it happened. And basically we're getting no information on the actual perspective of Qwel on the whole situation. Qwel before this proceeded to say that she couldn't have known about the situation if it was all swept under the rug multiple times. And this was obviously a lie, considering the fact she was part of the people who were doing this. Someone by the name Joji, if that's how I pronounce it, had made this post. Chip posted further evidence, and I can testify being aware of Prawn's Diligence and Qwel being close. She introduced me to them on VR chat to have a chat with Sam, because Qwel described them to me as well-meaning but troubled. Apologies for the low-quality screenshot, but here's a more closer up to the screenshots of the conversation. Appears this was another victim of the situation, and Qwel was offering to show them to a friend they had. I am not too sure how to further explain the screenshots, but if you want to take a closer look to them and see for yourself, you can. Later on, I'm pretty sure a former member of the Blushcrunch studio proceeded to say something, somewhat by the lines that Qwel was notorious for ducking out of the situation and not aiding the staff team. And before I go any deeper into the situation, I would like to give credits to Piper Pop for the information and screenshots from her video. Thank you. As for, I think this is a former staff member by the name of Pinky. They were told by higher-ups, except when trying to follow the chain of command, and on the top, they were frequently hit by a wall. Qwel, mods, and admins had essentially begged Qwel to involve herself in the moderation process, and a lot of the time we try to give her benefit of doubt, and considering she has such a big game to be working on and all. But it got to a point where it genuinely felt deliberately neglectful, almost as it was her intention to turn a blind eye whenever something got serious or complex went down, leaving the staff team to fend for themselves, which was a major problem because it seemed that even now members of the community only ever seemed to quelled by official statements by Qwel herself, as staff members were hardly felt respected or ever taken seriously. She is more than willing to be complaint and passive, not just within the situation regarding rocks, but any negative situation involving staff, herself, the game, the server, anything. Her tactic is to go silent and allow anybody else to take the brunt of it. Accountability is her greatest enemy, and knowing this as an ex-Blushcrunch admin, repeatedly seeing that behavior and coming to know the pattern myself with such a smaller scale issue, it only strengthens the evidence and her applying the same pattern now. And even when Rox was still around. It does not surprise me at all that she has chosen to remain silent and lock down this Discord server instead of taking action, saying something, doing anything that matters. She will run into the ground because it works. Prolonged silence makes people forget. That by herself proves that she was refusing to take accountability for any situations that included herself that she should have taken accountability for. She does not want to be caught in bad situations or try to be exposed, just how she did now. Someone by the name Chip, I think we talked about earlier, had made this post. Her being manipulated and her still needing to take responsibility can still coexist. She still kept him around even after he was caught being weird to someone in the Blushcrunch server. She didn't do anything until the last minute. It's not some gotcha card, it's a face she never told us. This 100% proves the point that she was trying to lie to us and not get caught for the things that she had done, showing that she cannot take any accountability even from the rock situation. She's gone silent and hasn't spoke up about anything, and if she does, it probably will be lies. She's shut down the Blushcrunch server and refused to speak up, and not any of the other mods are speaking up about it. So basically, I'm going to end the video here, because I'm going to wait for more information and make a whole nother video added onto this as a part 2. Though, again, here's some credits for all the information I got. Doug Adam was the one I got the call from Qwel acknowledging that Rox's art was disgusting. And Piper Pop is basically where I got all my screenshots from, all my information from, and about this whole rant. Thank you, Piper Pop. I'd also like to say thank you so much for 900 subscribers. So this is Car signing off. I'll make a part 2 later. See ya.